Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. It's Serene. So today I have another glam look for you all, but this one is very simple, really simple. And I'm going to be going into details as much as possible so that you all can understand how I got this look. So right now I am underlining my eyebrow with the angled brush, and I'm using Fenty Beauty concealer in the shade 390. So this is how I always start off my brows. I do start off making my line first, and then I shaded my brows around the line. So I'll just make sure, to not color outside the lines. Now to shade in my brows, I will be using Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pomade in the shade Ebony. And I'm going to be working my way from the bottom up. So I pretty much start over that line I made with the concealer, and then I'll start shading in my brows, moving from the bottom up. So I'm still shading, and my brows take me a very long time, especially when I'm doing a full face beat type of glam look. It takes me a very long time to do my eyebrows, so that's why I only did one on camera, because this video would be super long if I did both of my eyebrows on camera. So right here, we're almost done shading in, got our shape. And for me, my eyebrows, my natural eyebrows are very light. So I don't have issues with doing my brows. I don't have a lot of hair. I don't have to thread my eyebrows. I don't have to wax my eyebrows. I just use an eyebrow razor, and I do all the maintenance myself. And I've been doing that this way for years because, like I said, I really don't have eyebrows. So I just pretty much learned how to get my own shape and learn how to take care of them at home. Now this step is optional. I like to take some concealer and put it over on the top of my brow just to clean it up and make it look really neat. I know some people like to use a color that's more darker to their skin tone. It just really depends on me, how lazy I am, if I want to actually do two colors. But a lot of times I just use the same exact color that I put on the bottom, because this color is not really light to make my eyebrows look crazy. Now we are just cleaning up the brows so we can finish up the look. You want to blend out all that concealer that you used so that when your eyebrows is finished, you don't have that line with that concealer. Y'all know what I'm talking about, but you just want to make sure you blend out all the concealer around your brows on the top and bottom if you put them on the top and bottom. So that's what I'll be doing right here. I'm just gonna be doing a little maintenance to make sure my brows look good. Now I'm just going to be using a spoolie as well as some more brow pomade to clean up the brows. So you all will see, I'm just really going to be finishing up the brow, and then I'm going to show you all the other brow when it's done. And like I told you all before, this takes me a very long time. But if you all want a more detailed eyebrow look, then I'll do a separate video only focusing on my eyebrows. But as of right now, you all will just see me finish up the brows. All right, so brows are complete. Now we're gonna get onto the face. This is my No Problem primer, and I did get this in my BoxyCharm box from last month, and I will have the details of all the products that I use in my description, because off the top of my head I may not know what product I'm using, so I'm really just doing this voiceover as I'm watching this video. So I'm just gonna be making sure that primer gets all into my skin. You wanna make sure you take care of your skin, ladies and gents, because if you don't, your makeup is gonna look crazy underneath. So also with my primer, this is from Benefit Cosmetics. I'm sorry, I almost forgot the name. But this is the gel mattifying primer, or is it just a gel? I really am not sure. Overall, I don't think I'll be repurchasing. I normally use the Professional primer, which works really good for my skin. I have very, 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 very oily skin. So I love matte products. I love matte primers. I love matte foundations. I love matte setting sprays. I love a matte setting powder. I'm just all matte. Now I'm using Fenty Beauty Foundation, and it is the same match with my concealer in the shade 390. And I love the applicator bottle because I don't have to pour it out of anything. I can just, you know, use my little pump and just put it directly to my face. So you'll just see me blending out my foundation. Now I'm still blending, and what I do love about this foundation is that it's very lightweight and you can layer this. So depending on if you want a natural look or if you want a full face look, you can add more layers. I always go for natural looks. I don't like for my skin to feel cakey. I already have to put on a lot of layers, you know. After the foundation, it's concealer, and then, you know, you put your powders. So I don't like to feel cakey, so I do not like thick foundations. I do not like them at all. Still blending. Makeup is all about blending. You gotta blend, blend, blend. So I'm back again with my Fenty concealer, and I'll be using this to highlight my face. I do still use LA Girl concealer a lot of times as well because it works and I use what works. So I'm going to be putting this on my forehead, underneath my eyes, underneath my nose, on my chin. You know, the highlights of my face. And then I'm just going to be blending out with the same sponge that I used to blend out my face. So we are back to the blending. So we are finishing up with the blending, and then we are gonna move on to setting powder, and I'll be using my Mercier setting powder in the shade Translucent. I have used a lot of setting powders, and this by far has been my favorite. It works really well if you want a matte look, and I put this all over my face, but I do try to focus it on the spots where my concealer is, because other than that, you're gonna just have oily skin if you don't set your concealer. And make sure you set your neck as well, because you do, you know, put foundation down there. So just set it, you don't need nothing special. And I'm taking my Iman powder as well. I'm going over the Mercier because this gives me a good look. As far as the Laura Mercier powder, leaves me not looking really white, but I just look a little dusty in a sense. So I just like to go over with my Iman powder to give my face more of a brighter look, I should say. And I am going to leave some of that setting powder under my eyes because I will be doing my eyeshadow. Now for eyeshadow, I am bringing out my baby. I love this palette. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. And I will put the shades that I'm using down below because I am moving a little fast in this part. Now here we do have our Jackyln Hill Vault collection. I'm using, well, I can't even tell you all the shade. I'll be putting that in the description box also down below. But I do love this collection. It's pigmented. It's a lot of colors to choose from. And the mirrors on this palette are amazing. So that's what I'm actually looking down into right now while I'm blending. I'm not crazy with eyeshadow yet. I am still trying out looks. So I don't feel like I do anything wow when it comes to eyeshadow. Maroons, greens, and then neutral colors is really my go-to. So this is a look I've done before many and plenty of times, but it's also simple and it looks really nice whether it's a day look or a night look. So I think you can turn it into both. Now we are back to blending. Like I told you all before, blending is just key when you are doing makeup. You want to just blend until your arms hurt, until your fingers feel like they're gonna fall off. Just continue to blend. And a lot of times that's when your eyeshadow looks really flawless. That's when the colors just go right into each other. But I am going to be taking a shimmery shade with my finger because a lot of times when you use a brush, it'll be better to get the color payoff if you spray your brush. But this was late and I just didn't have the time to do any extra steps. So I just used my finger and I just wanted to get a little shimmer on my lid. Now we're gonna get on to eyeliner, and I'm using my Morphe gel liner, in which I did not record because I look crazy recording liner. So it was really simple. I just put some eyeliner, a little line, you know, right on my lid. And then I took some of the same color that I used for my eyeshadow and I just also blended that out a little bit into my bottom lash line. So now we are cleaning up that setting powder we had on the bottom of our eyes. And then I am going to go on to my Brontour from Morphe. This is a new product that I got maybe 2 weeks ago, but I love it so far. It has a contour bronzer shade, and it's really dark. I do have, dark skin, as you all can see, so I like a contour that actually shows up on my skin. I think that's the whole point of contouring. Now with my contour, I use a different brush, and I really don't know why I'm using this brush right now because it's really small and I was actually struggling and it just wasn't coming out how I wanted to. So I will be switching out that brush pretty soon and you all will see it, but I just use a different brush. I really need to get on my brush knowledge because I use whatever brush to do whatever and I don't use the brushes for what they're actually for. So now this is the brush I normally use to contour. It's just bigger and it makes it a lot easier. When you use a smaller brush, you have to take up more time. So this brush works out for me. But in all honesty, I don't think this is a contour brush. We're on to setting spray. I'm using my Morphe setting mist and I really like it. I only used it this one day, so I'll let you all know. Now we are on to highlight, and this is my ItsMyRayeRaye BH Cosmetics collab. I do use that middle shimmer shade on the top row for my nose, and I also use it for my brow bone as well. And I'll sometimes go a little bit over my eyebrows, if you all wanna know what I'm talking about, with the highlight. But this just adds a little bit of shimmer and it just finishes up the look for me, honestly. This is a step that I do not like to leave out. I love to add a little highlight on my brow bone and on the tip of my nose. Now we're gonna be adding on some highlight. This is not an everyday step for me. If I'm actually going somewhere, I don't really care to put highlight on my cheeks. I do put it on my nose, my brow bone, like I told you all before. But I really only care for highlight when I'm recording at home and not going anywhere, or just recording and then taking some pictures. It really makes your pictures pop, but I don't care for highlight on my cheeks every day, like when I go to work. Now my lashes are from the beauty supply store. They were $3. They are faux mink lashes, and I'll also have that name down below. Then we are going to move on to my lips. This is my matte lipstick from Maybelline. I love this color. I love a dark lip. I would wear a dark lip every day if I could. Dark lip and a red lippy. That is just my go-to, my favorites. So it just went with this look perfectly, and I'm just going to be applying my liquid lipstick. So now I'm about to go in with the setting spray again from Morphe, and this is going to complete this look. So I hope you all liked it. I did this in around 40 minutes, and it was about 10 or 11 at night. I took a couple pictures after, and then I washed my face and went to bed. So make sure you all leave me some suggestions down below for my future videos, because I am trying to brainstorm what videos to put out next. Follow my social media, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next video.